Okay, we are on now. And we do have a quorum? Okay. So can I have the secretary please do the roll call?
Irwin?
Here.
Chavez? Here. Ashajian? Alejo? Brown? Daly? Here. Frazier? Mathis? Here. Solis?
All right, we're going to move to the consent calendar. There are 5 bills on consent: AB 1706, 2254, 2561, 2563, and AJR 20. I will entertain a motion on the consent calendar.
Move the consent calendar. Second.
Okay, vote please.
Irwin?
Aye.
Irwin, aye. Chavez?
Aye.
Chavez, aye. Alejo? Brown? Aye. Brown, aye. Daly? Aye. Daly, aye. Frazier? Mathis?
Aye.
Mathis, aye. Solis?
All right, Ms. Baker, AB 1913.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. It's good to get to visit with you today. I'm pleased to present to you AB 1913. This bill addresses the need for a more streamlined approach for veterans to obtain assistance with enrolling in unemployment insurance benefits. Of course, as you know, veterans are eligible to enroll in unemployment insurance when they are transitioning from active duty to civilian life. The Board of Supervisors of each county is authorized to appoint a County Veteran Service Officer, CVSO, as you know, to provide veteran-related services. The local CVSO is often the first point of contact for veterans seeking assistance, and they are tasked with determining the eligibility for veterans' benefits and assisting veterans with gathering, completing, and submitting necessary forms or services for programs that are there specifically to support our veterans. Despite all the services that CVSOs are currently able to provide, veterans can only enroll in unemployment insurance benefits by directly going to the Employment Development Department, or EDD. And to apply for that compensation, they have to bring their certificate of release or discharge from active duty, which is commonly something they get from the CVSO. So what this bill is seeking to do is to ensure that our veterans can have more of a one-stop service and support with our CVSO, particularly with respect to their unemployment benefits. It particularly provides that the EDD is going to provide training to CVSOs on how they can assist veterans with enrolling for benefits right there without having to make a separate stop to EDD. In doing so, this will be a way to, again, streamline. I want to just say, the bill was brought to my attention from veteran service organizations in my district, particularly organizations that serve very severely wounded and disabled veterans, including Sentinels of Freedom and other veterans organizations, that said it is a hardship on our veterans to have to not only go to CVSOs, but separately go to EDD to get benefits that we believe they should get. So this is a goal, is to provide an additional way in which they can get the support they need and deserve without having to make stops in more than one place than is entirely necessary. With that, I would like to introduce, I do ask for your aye vote, respectfully request your consideration for that, and introduce Pete Conaty, represents very well thousands of veteran members and organizations in California in support of this bill.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman, members. Although we don't have a formal letter in, we are in strong support of this bill, and we're working with the author on ways to strengthen it going forward. So we would urge that you move the bill forward so we can continue to work on it. Thank you.
Also today with me is Lorraine Ploss, who is with Team AMVET.
Hi, Lorraine Ploss, State Legislative Chairwoman for American Veterans. We are in full support of this bill. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any other testimony in support? Any testimony in opposition? Do we have any questions? Mr. Solis? Okay, I think we've moved and seconded it already. I do want to just, we had a couple of questions from the consultant.
Sure.
And I assume that you've read them, right?
Yep, we have some of those, and they're part of the amendments that we're also working on. But I think one of the question was, what specifically, is this something that we really have to do by statute, as opposed to can it just be allowed to begin with? And it certainly is something that could be allowed. I do caution us when we rely on that, because when personnel change, particularly at EDD, the long-term commitment to our veterans isn't always there. And while there may be individuals there within the department who, at a given time, are willing to provide this at the CVSO's request, personnel changes, and with that, our veterans have become an afterthought time and time again. I believe this is something that we should put in statute to ensure that regardless of how personnel change as they go through a department, this remains a priority and is always available to our veterans and our CVSOs.
Okay. So, and then what would you say? And then there was another question, how many CVSOs need this training?
Well, it really depends on the CVSOs that they have the availability of getting this training. We've gotten fantastic feedback, not only from the ones in the Bay Area, but throughout the state, saying it would be terrific if we can get this training and provide this so that the veterans don't need to go to EDD separately. I will be honest, we haven't quantified exactly how many CVSOs will need this training, but I believe it's something that every single county should be able to provide for our veterans at their request so that it's available to them.
All right. Okay, so we have a motion by Assemblymember Mathis, and do you have and a second by Ms. Brown?
I just wanted to make a statement.
Oh, okay.
As a co-chair on this bill, I just want us to support it so that we can get services and resources to our veterans. And as one of the highest populations of one of my areas has the highest population of veterans in the state, I thank you for allowing me to co-author.
Thank you. It's a privilege to collaborate with you.
Again, I'd like to thank the author for stepping up and seeing the need here. I couldn't agree with you more on the bill. The fact, in just the concept of the idea of having to have especially a disabled veteran or somebody in a wheelchair have to go from one office to another to juggle these appointments when oftentimes they're set for a month out or weeks out. It's very strenuous on that individual, and having the ability to take care of it in one spot just tremendously helps them, helps their way of life, and helps their morale and their motivations and things moving forward. So I thank you for bringing the bill forward. I'm glad that you accepted me as a co-author on it, and I urge the committee to vote yes on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so again, we have a motion by Assemblymember Mathis and a second by Assemblymember Brown. Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is do pass and re-refer to insurance. Irwin?
Aye.
Irwin, aye. Chavez? Aye. Chavez, aye. Alejo? Aye. Alejo, aye. Brown? Aye. Brown, aye. Daly? Aye. Daly, aye. Frazier? Aye. Frazier, aye. Mathis? Aye. Mathis, aye. Solis? Aye. Solis, aye.
All right, and the vote is?
It's 8-0.
All right, the vote is 8-0, and that bill is out.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You want to sit here? Or?
Okay, our next bill, AB 2273, presented by our chair, Assemblymember Irwin.
Move the bill.
Second. This is a very important bill, and I hope you'll listen to this because what we're going to be discussing here is a very serious issue, but actually deals with the issue of governance responsibility between the federal government and the state government. So, Ms. Irwin, please present this important bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chavez. AB 2273 would decriminalize suicide attempts in the state's military, removing the disincentive for those who need help to seek it, and for their colleagues to encourage seeking help or report accordingly. The Department of Defense reports that 434 service members died by suicide in 2014 and through the third quarter of 2015. And another 363 service members died by suicide. These heartbreaking statistics regarding suicides among our troops and veterans demand a proactive approach to support them in this crisis. Despite our best attempts to address these strategies, the trend persists. Service members should be able to seek mental health care without any stigma, real or perceived obstacles, or fear of negative career impact. No troop or veteran can be allowed to fall through the cracks because they fear punishment. Each service branch provides suicide prevention programs which have been improved in response to the rate of suicide in the armed forces. According to the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America member survey, an encouraging 77% of respondents sought care when it was suggested that they do so by a friend or family member. Still, the survey showed that many service members did not seek care because of concern that a mental health diagnosis might affect their career. These concerns are not unfounded. Under the Federal Uniform Code of Military Justice, service members may be criminally prosecuted in military court for attempting suicide. Members, when I looked at this issue, I realized the best the legislature can do about the federal UCMJ is to urge Congress and the services to modernize the UCMJ articles pertaining to suicide and stop sending our troops a mixed message about suicide attempts. However, in California, our National Guard service members, when they are in state active duty status, are not directly covered by the federal UCMJ. They are covered by the UCMJ as incorporated into California law. California law, through incorporation of the federal UCMJ, permits California to do things differently as dictated by state law, and so we can have an opportunity to lead the way and make a change. AB 2273 makes an important policy statement to the federal government and sends a clear message to our National Guard service members experiencing a mental health crisis that they can ask for help without fear of prosecution by the state of California, and that when they do, we will make sure that service members get the mental health support they need. Thank you, and I ask for your aye vote.
Any questions from the committee members on this bill? Any support? Any other support?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members, I'm going to defer to Lorraine so she can talk about the AMVETS program on 22 suicides a day. Yeah.
Not quite prepared for that one. We have a great program. It's called 22 Every Day, and our poster has received awards for its popularity and sympathetic appeal to the United States in particular, as well as California. American Veterans has a great program going on right now, and I'll have to get you that information and drop it off to your office. But we are in big support of the support of this.
Thank you very much. Any other supporters of the bill? Seeing none, any opposition to the bill?
All my clients are in the sport, too. I just didn't get a letter in.
Okay, I get that. Senator Mathis, did you want to say something?
Yeah, just to touch on the 22 a day program. I'm very familiar with this. We're actually working on an event to draw awareness for veteran suicide in my district. Essentially, the program is on every 22nd of every month, setting up a 22K marathon for people to come out and walk and draw awareness. But members, what this is it's to draw attention to the fact that there are 22 veterans who are committing suicide every single day. We even have numbers with certain areas where it's even higher than that. So, Assemblyman Erwin, thank you for addressing this issue and bringing it forward. This is a huge problem that we have with veterans across the board. So it needs to be addressed, and we need to do everything we can to stop the 22 a day from happening. Thank you.
Any other comments before I make mine? Any more? Well, just to clarify, everybody, I appreciate the statement on the veterans, but this actually deals with people who are actively serving in the military, which is totally different. And I would like to highlight to everybody is that the Uniform Code of Military Justice is a federal regulation that when you look at the oath that the enlisted person takes versus an officer, their oath is different than an officer's oath in the point that it says, I will obey the orders of the officers appointed over me. Officers don't say that. Officers say, I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I tender. Two totally separate things. And so the UCMJ gives a lot of authority to an officer, which would not be customary for many people who've never served. And so this is a big deal. And what this bill is doing is when recognizing that when a Guard member is within the state regulations, not under federal, if they are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, where they would be persecuted in the UCMJ underneath the state regulations, they would not be. And if you actually look at the UCMJ, I'm sure Californians would really be shocked at some of the things that in UCMJ we would consider criminal activity, which is not considered at all in California. So this is a very important bill. I wanted to highlight that because this is not a small thing that Assemblymember Irwin's doing here. This is a very big thing. So thank you very much for this very important bill that you found and helping us out. I'll be supportive of the bill. Could you call the roll, please?
Motion is do pass and refer to appropriations. Irwin?
Aye.
Irwin, aye. Chavez?
Aye.
Chavez, aye. Alejo? Alejo, aye. Brown? Aye. Brown, aye. Daly? Aye. Daly, aye. Frazier? Aye. Frazier, aye. Mathis? Aye. Mathis, aye. Salas? Aye. Salas, aye.
Your bill's up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Mr. Hernandez with AB 2494.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. And this feels a little bit like deja vu, so thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here once again. Assembly Bill 2494 establishes the Veteran Resource Center's grant program under the Office of the Chancellor of the California Community Colleges. This bill is a reintroduction of my bill, AB 393, which passed out of this committee. Thank you very much. According to the California Community Colleges, an estimated 2.2 million veterans reside in California, the most in the nation. The number of veteran students expected to the number of veteran students is expected to increase dramatically as more personnel serving in Iraq and Afghanistan complete their service.
Second.
Thank you very much. I think this is a bill that will give us an opportunity to be well prepared in providing the kind of proper reception for our veteran students, so as they look to assimilate back into civilian life, particularly through garnering academic skills to make them employable, more employable, and to also respect and to recognize their earned college experience, post-secondary educational experiences. This really gives them the full wraparound services in their community college experience as they look to transition. So I ask for your aye vote. This bill received unanimous bipartisan support last year, and we hope that to garner the same level of support this year.
Thank you. Witnesses in support?
Pete Conity, representing the veterans groups listed in the analysis. All the anecdotal evidence is that veterans do much better in college if they have a place where they can hang out with other veterans. It's just the evidence is overwhelming, and I realize it costs some money, but California also has more veteran students than any other state, and we bring in more federal VA dollars for education than any other state. So this is a win-win for everybody. Thank you.
Chair and members, Ashley Situde with Nossaman on behalf of the North Orange County Community College District in strong support of the bill.
Good afternoon, Chair and members of the committee. I'm Michael McGee with the California Community College Chancellor's Office. We have a support if amended position, but only because of the appropriation, which we hope will be made in the budget process. Thank you.
Testimony in opposition? Questions from members? All right, so we have, just a real quick comment. We have, I think, 5 colleges in my district, and this past year, all of them were able to open veteran centers. The last 2 were able to get there, and there is a huge amount of celebration on the campus when this happens and among our veterans. So appreciate you bringing forward the bill.
Well, thank you. That's a tremendous way to honor the veterans returning home. Thank you.
All right, so we have, we have a motion and second. Was it Matheson Brown again? All right, and can we please have the roll call?
It's do pass and re-refer to higher ed. Irwin?
Aye.
Irwin, aye. Chavez? Aye. Chavez, aye. Alejo? Aye. Alejo, aye. Brown? Aye. Brown, aye. Daly? Aye. Daly, aye. Frazier? Frazier, aye. Mathis? Mathis, aye. Solis?
Yes.
Solis, aye. 8-0.
I will.
Okay, can we go through the bills?
Can we add co-authors now or later? How do we do it?
Or co-authors?
So,
Oh, okay, I think it's, at this point, it's easier to do it in higher ed.
Okay, but he'll be able to do it in higher ed because we won't be there.
you have my commitment to add all those requesting for co-authorship. Mr. Alejo, Mr. Mathis, and Ms. Brown, would be honored to have you on as co-authors.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, so shall we go through the... Right. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and call the roll on the votes that members might have missed?
We have the consent calendar. Alejo on the consent calendar. Alejo, aye. Frazier? Frazier, aye. Solis? Solis, aye. Everything else is good.
Everything else is good? All right. We're going to adjourn this meeting.